top. Look.
Good morning, everyone. Hope you having a good day. Hope you doing well today. Sorry we had to postpone, but when you're dealing with international time zones, you have to make accommodations for your guests, and we did that. And we are so glad that we have Feud Junkie with us today. I've been watching your stuff, and it's quite hilarious to see you.
No, thanks, man.
You should have a larger viewership than you do.
Yeah, well, maybe one day. Who knows?
Way bigger. So I'm going to let people know right now, as a disclaimer, what you're going to be hearing today may not be for sensitive ears. Okay, I just want people to understand. I know you're used to me a different way. This is a whole different crew. Okay, I'm still me, but this is a different crew. And the topics we're covering here are different. More so that the topics are going to be covering people that are some of the most vile human beings on earth. If you didn't believe in hell, you will after this show, because you're going to want to send some of them there. Just saying. I'm just saying. I'm not judging necessarily, but they're giving me enough material for me to make an educated guess. So I'm just going out on a limb. So if you will, please welcome Mr. Feud Junkie from Australia. It should be a good show today. Welcome, sir. How are you?
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, I'm good, man. I had maybe 4 or 5 hours sleep. It's very early here, but I thought, no, I'm going to do it. So
good.
Yeah, I had a couple of coffees and a couple of smokes, and I'm ready to go.
There you go. And welcome, Mr. Bro.
No, yeah, it's early.
We don't have Lee because Lee's at work. He's an Asian, so you know all they do is work, work and do math. That's all they do.
Well, I saw your last show with Bearded Zaddy, which I thought was really good.
Yeah.
He was a bit quiet though.
Yeah, he's pretty. It's his first time doing an actual podcast.
So it's my first time too. I don't normally do them.
Oh, you do your shows and your little shorts or videos and
yeah. Well, everyone thinks that I know how to do this stuff. I don't. I just make videos. So people are like, oh, I'm live streaming on YouTube. I'm like, oh, how do you do that?
Well, now you know.
Yeah.
Hey, if it wasn't a time zone issue, we could make this a normal thing. But you need your sleep, and I don't think I want to get up at 8 o'clock and then have a 9 o'clock show right after, because that's what I have today. So here's the thing: I'm going to tell you how to do this, Mr. Bro, while we're live. I may have to dip early because I have a 9 o'clock show. Okay, like 5 till 9, unless we're done.
Okay,
you're going to have to shut down the show.
Okay,
if you want to continue, and I think you know how to do all
that.
Oh,
we'll get into the nuts and bolts of it early then.
Yeah. I went ahead and put a face to his little voicemail. So now we have a video of it.
Good.
Not just an audio.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about a guy, probably not him. He's probably not the only one we'll be talking about. But we'll start with him. A guy named Dinesh, as I call him, Danish. Mr. Breakfast. He's what is he, Pakistani or?
No, he's Iranian. Oh, he's Persian.
Even worse. Yeah. Even worse. He's a horrible person.
But he's basically a white guy, because I don't think he knows any Persians or Middle Eastern people, from what I found out.
Okay, that would make sense.
Yeah.
He's probably one of the more crass human beings I've ever encountered on this so-called TikTok app. And he's also on Twitter and Instagram. I don't know if he's on YouTube. Is he on YouTube?
He does have a channel, which he bought some followers for, we noticed. But his IG account gets banned all the time. We're still working on that one. And I think he got banned on Twitter, but Elon Musk came back, so who knows?
That's good.
So I'll be
can't
playing
dox people.
You can't. And that, I think I have covered him. If in case you guys haven't, I covered him a little extensively on my Rumble channel. I covered him and Karen, Tizzy, and Thomas the Bishop, Villain Guy. Okay, so I covered all of them before, and Modern Warrior. I've done and Genty and all those people. So I've done my fair share on them, but I've seen some stuff out of you, Feud Junkie, that I had never seen before about these people. One of them being this next thing we're going to show you. It's a voicemail he left on somebody that he did dox, didn't he?
He did. Yeah, he did.
Okay.
I can't say who it is, but
Right.
it's somebody who appeared in his videos. Now, this audio that he left, he somehow found her number. This is all unprovoked. Like, she never did anything to him. He made a video on her, and then he decided to call her up and leave a nasty voice message. And when you hear it, he's clearly intoxicated on something. So,
viewer discretion is advised. Y'all know I wouldn't talk like this, but Dinesh, who is apparently married, does not have a problem talking like this to another female that he doesn't know, that didn't come at him. So here we go. Again, viewer discretion.
Dirty little cunt, aren't you? See, what happened was you fucked up. Now you got the world against you. Fuck you. Fuck your business. Go fuck yourself, you diseased, phlegm-ridden cunt of a human being.
That's Dinesh.
oh, he loves dropping C-bombs.
Yes, remember, this is a female. He ain't never talked to him, didn't do nothing to him. They never had any beef. And that's his reaction to her in a voicemail. That's not the worst he's ever done, by the way. I have heard him do a lot worse to people during lives. He's asked people to kill themselves out loud in the exact words I just used. Go kill yourself.
Jesus, I didn't know that one.
Oh, yes. He has called for women to be SA'd. And he has pushed people to attempt suicide. This is the kind of guy that walks free and has a family and is not in jail. Because why? He talks to the left.
He's not in jail yet.
I hope he goes soon. I hope he goes away for life. That's what I hope he gets, his life.
Well, at some point, he's either going to go to jail or get murdered. That's pretty much what's going to happen, because he's going to take everything from somebody and they're going to have nothing to lose.
Yes.
And people know where he lives. He hasn't moved. Well, we know he hasn't moved. He tried telling everyone he'd moved, but, you know, his latest video, you can see the cornice in the background, still the same.
And people like that think they're pretty much untouchable when it comes to these social media apps. They get away with it for so long, especially TikTok. They get away with it. They build this following. They get away, and they just think they can say whatever they want to someone with no repercussions behind it. And those repercussions are always going to come. It happened to Genty. You know, he was the same guy, thought he was untouchable, and somebody reached out and touched him one day. And he learned real fast. So, I mean, his day is coming.
The dynamics between like your Savannah, your Dinesh, and your Aunt Karen. See, Savannah runs the show. Now, I know this because I got pretty close to some of their mutuals, and she's really in charge. Now, she uses Aunt Karen and Dinesh for their POC status. That's what she does, because otherwise she'd just be another racist white woman on the internet. So she really uses them to legitimize herself.
Now, you've done a few on Karen, and you've done a few on. Have you done any on Savannah?
Yeah, I've done heaps on her.
Okay. What is the status right now of those two? I saw that Aunt Karen got arrested for videotaping in a hospital. I saw that one. I was laughing like hysterically about that one. I was quite happy to see her meltdown. Every time she goes into this crying mode, I laugh. Y'all might think it's mean, but if you knew Karen, you'd laugh too. I'll give you a little rundown about Karen specifically. I believe personally that she's a pedophile. That's what I personally believe.
Oh, shit.
And this is why I believe it. She has done extensive videos with sex toys in it, knowing that she has minors following her. She doesn't block her minors from seeing said videos. She's advertised, oh, look who here. Look who here. Look who here. Look. My boy's in the room.
The misfit.
I just noticed the comments then. I was on private chat.
My boy's in the room. Oh, yeah. Anyway, So she has done quite a few videos where she's shown, not just talking about it, she shows her sex toys, talks about what she does with them. Then she advertised her OnlyFans. No, and I'm telling you, I went through her followers, and I would say about 20% of them, and she has millions, 20% of them are underage. And I'm talking about under the age of 15. And she purposed, just like Tizzy did with his jokes about pedophilia, she advertises all of her bondage and domination stuff on her, and then she'll mix it in with some politics and some exposure stuff, and then she'll come back to the sex stuff, always about the sex stuff. That's why I personally believe, and will always call her a pedophile. Pretty much everyone on that side, including Dinesh, I believe he's one too. I think he touches kids. No human being
look, I
talks
wouldn't
like
put it
that
past him.
No.
and behaves like that and doesn't. He's a diddler. I'm
Well,
gonna
one
go on
thing-
the record and say it.
One thing that all these people have in common, all of them, all these accountability creators or whatever you want to call them, call out creators, is that they all are on some type of freaking some type of medication, whether it's
Yeah, they're all on
Adderall,
drugs.
yeah, they're all on something. If you notice it, so that's a key factor too. They all have mental issues, and
Well,
most of their
Misfit,
followers-
he's in the comments there, but he pointed out that she could have been pill shopping when she was at the hospital. I didn't even think of that.
yeah,
So she went there for a
Ooh.
toothache. It's like, well, you know,
should have been.
That is
been
not
Jonesy.
past the red level of reasoning at all, right there. I had not even.
I don't
thought
think
of
she leaves the
that.
house. I don't think any of these people leave the house. I think they know how much danger they're in. And I've spoken to people who have made death threats in the past, not towards them, but towards other people.
I
I'm
mean,
like,
if people would
sure you
just
wanna do
actually, if people would just actually look at the transition of Karen, like when you started watching her videos back in 2020, and then look at her now.
It's a man.
Yeah, like she went from a pretty decent looking woman to like Rasputa, and like to your
they all decline. Like, look at Savannah Sparks. She was relatively
my
attractive when she
gosh.
first started the app. Now she looks like a goblin that lives under a bridge.
Okay, so do you think? Okay, let's veer off for
It's her
just a
only
second.
fucking fans. Crazy.
The left ideology turns people into a specific look.
Oh yeah.
I'm convinced. Like the ideology and the way they think literally turns them into something that they all start looking like a trollish, gremlin kind of empty-souled human being. Like I don't understand it. It's like even the people in politics, they all start looking the same, and they all tout the same message. And then you see people on TikTok that tout the same, and they all have the same kind of like, yeah, what is wrong with you? Like, calm down, man. Like, okay, look at say Thomas. He's always at this. And then you have Eddie. He's always this. Genty. Say all of them have this, like, I'm high and I'm crazy at the same time, and I have not taken meds for over a year.
That's that soulless look. No soul, man. That's that soulless look.
Well, I
They're
don't know
all
if
the
you
same.
saw what Aunt Karen did after that. She started mocking a lady named Nosy Bystander. I've seen her before. She's really good. And they've got a show coming out. I think it's on Roku. And she started dressing like a judge. It was woeful. Just watching the way she carried on.
and
It was
Karen's
pathetic.
court.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
her
saw
court.
that.
Yeah.
She has it on her. I subbed to her YouTube channel just so I control her, and it worked out beautifully because she doesn't know who I am. She never checked, and she's been stuck at.
I didn't know she had one.
Oh yeah, she's been stuck at like 20,000 for like almost 4 years now.
I can't believe she even got the 20,000.
Yeah,
Like,
I think she might be higher than that now. But here's the problem I find with a lot of these people. There is zero accountability given. And I don't know exactly how. I mean, I guess what you're doing, Few Junkie, is a good start. Getting as much of their video in front of a different crowd, not just their echo chamber, so people can see exactly what they do. And not just that, but arrange it so that they go to report these things. Because it's not just a matter of disagreeing with their viewpoint. It's illegal. That is the biggest problem, is that it's not legal to do what they're doing. The harassment thing, it could get you beaten up or fined. Doxing, same thing. And stalking people is what they do. Also, pushing people to commit suicide. That's bullying. And they do it on not just a 1 or 2 time. They do it consistently. Like every one of their videos, that's what they do.
Oh, they know what they're doing. they are pushing people to suicide. Like there's one lady, Cherie, I think her name was Melissa. She actually showed up wanting to fight her. Now Cherie's a disabled vet. So like these people take it way too far. And I'm just more pointing out the hypocrisy in it. I mean, I'm not necessarily against, you know, we used to always see the videos of people doing stupid shit on the internet. It was funny, but I don't want to know who they are, and I don't want to know where they work. Like, just let it roll.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't understand with these people. Like, they've done like the Hunter Moore thing where what he did was women's nudes that got posted online, he'd start like showing where they lived and where they worked. Like, just leave it.
It ain't you. It ain't about you. It's two
right.
X's, and it's where you give out personal identifying information for malicious means. And that is exactly what they do. They go and they find the person's home address, home phone number, work address, boss's phone number. They even go so far in certain cases to get their financials and post them on social media without the person's permission. Some of these people have children. Some of these children have been messed with in school because of what they do. And it's still being left alone. Why? Because they're on the left. If you even hint at someone, if it's okay, so someone comes at you and you say, you better not, and you tell them, I better not find out where you are. That will get you banned on TikTok. If you're Dinesh and somebody does that to you and you tell them, I'm going to show everybody where you live and I'm going to tell them to come find you, you gain more followers and you get boosted to the top of the algorithm and nothing happens to your account. Police don't even come after you. So there is we're getting hit on both sides, I think, and we have to start fighting back fire with fire. And what you're doing, Few Junkie, is part of what we're doing, is part of that fire thing, where we don't just sit back and say, oh, that's them, only they can do it. No, we have a platform too. I left TikTok lives because every time I would go live, they would show up, and not necessarily these guys we're talking about, but people that follow them, and report the live, and it would just get shut down. They can't shut me down here. And I can talk all I want about them here, and they can't even get the video removed. So I decided I would take my fight off of TikTok, advertise on TikTok that I'm going to be doing something, and then let the chips fall where they may. You took a different approach with your YouTube channel. You bring not just receipts, but you have video, audio, and stuff like that. If you had I should say it this way. Do you have a larger plan ahead of you or a goal in mind as to what you want to see accomplished with your channel?
My channel, no. See, I've been making videos a long time. I used to do BitChute. I made more like hot topic sort of stuff. Like I covered Afghanistan, Iraq, shit like that. But it was all like moving picture. I didn't do talking head. And then when I started doing this, I decided to get rid of that. So I don't know. I sort of look at my videos as being more art. So I just put it out, and if it goes anywhere, great. If not, I don't really care. I don't really watch the numbers, if I'm honest.
Let's see what's here. It's called Moral Effect. Do what they do only to them to make them feel the weight of their actions. And you've been doing a good job of that too. I thought I was, and okay, I'm not the band champion of TikTok. That's a you title. Okay, I'm not going to take that from you. What is it, 305 now or some nonsense like that? He's been banned on TikTok. He has more emails than the government. I put the link to your Few Junkies channel in the chat there. If you guys want to go ahead and sub over, make sure you go sub up. Get his viewership over 1,000. We need to get what he's doing out in the open, and it might mean that we do a separate and second show. Even if it means if I have your permission, start doing reactions to your videos. If that's something that you're okay with, I don't want to get struck by you for doing that. You hear?
These happen.
I think that Obama internet kicked in. What's Australia's equal to Obama? Huh? Hello, Mr. Junkie?
I think I'm dropping out. Yeah, I think I'm dropping out. I'm just going to hotspot it. Well, it must be the Wi-Fi, maybe.
Who's your equivalent to Obama down there?
I don't know. I don't follow politics, so I've got no idea. I know they're
Oh,
raising the
'cause
interest rates a lot though.
I was wondering if you have that Obama internet going on there because it fails all the time.
Oh no, I'm in the studio, so I've got like an extender, and sometimes it plays
Ooh.
up. So I'm gonna try and hotspot it, but I've got a new phone, so I don't know how to do it.
He's got studio. I have
Fancy.
Yeah.
I have basement. It's great.
Yeah, it's out the back of the house.
Yeah.
I
Back,
don't know
bottom,
where-
same thing. Mike's the only one that's got this office space.
Yeah, I'm a single man with a 3-bedroom house. I mean,
He's rich.
shit.
One of them rich. He one of them rich Negroes.
I don't have to work, but I'm not rich. Put it that way.
So here's what I had.
We'll see
I
how
was
it goes.
asking. I was asking if we can use one of these days, probably peruse your channel and do reactions to some of the stuff you've done on your channel. If that's allowed. I don't want to get struck by you.
What, me?
Yeah.
Oh, people take my stuff all the time. Like,
Okay, good.
it ends up on TikTok. Like, I don't care. Yeah.
Okay,
It's
good.
fair use. People can
Hey,
take
you have
it.
another Australian listening. You put that comment up,
Is there?
Marlon. There's an Australian in here listening.
Oh,
Hey,
there's
yeah,
so.
KZ. I like this is one of my peoples. Okay, this is one of my peoples, my people, my friends from Australia. I also know royalty, one shot royalty.
No.
Oh, you don't
Maybe.
know Michael?
No, I've never heard of him.
If I saw the person.
His picture is like a big old beard, white dude from Australia. Though he's from Australia. I've had him on my channel before. Really good guy. He's also trying to fight these clowns off because they've gone after him before, but he's been very careful as to how he tackles his content. He doesn't go too far overboard, but he does some snide, very slick pot shots at people, and they don't catch it because of his delivery. What's the newest on Savannah and Karen? You seem to be a bit more in the loop about it. What's the newest on them?
Well, Savannah just got a guy fighting, some fireman. I don't know much about it, but she was doing some ugly dance. Someone sent me the video. I'm like, oh god, people are signing up to this chick's OnlyFans. That's the thing. Like, I don't follow them. I don't go on. Like, Dinesh thinks everyone stalks him. I don't follow him. Yeah, if I don't like a creator, I'm not going to support them by following them. So yeah, people send me their videos, and then I sort of get the backstory because I know a lot of people now, and that's more what I do. I sort of like, I guess I'm a bit of a middleman between the left and the right in some cases, because I talk to some pretty hardcore feminists and people from Antifa, shit like that, some conservatives, but there's victims on both sides of the aisle, so it's sort of good to have me sort of in the middle because I'm not politically connected to America at all.
Right.
So people trust me a little bit more.
What is your next step? Or is that the only thing you're doing right now on your channel necessarily, is that particular venture of exposing and showing their hypocrisy right now? Or is there an extended view of what you want to do for your channel?
Well, I consider it more true crime. I just think this is happening right now and they just haven't been caught up with. So that's why I cover it, because I'm more of a true crime person. So that's sort of, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. Like, at some point, they're going to get done. They've just gotten away with it for so long because it's very hard to sue people across state lines, from what I found out. And it's very expensive. So a lot of the people they target don't have money, but they've slipped up and have targeted people with money now, and they're going after them. The stuff I can't talk about, but there are a lot of things going on in the background. I've spoken to investigators in regards to one person I covered in my video, and that's going to continue to happen because everyone's got information on them that they keep, because these people that get doxed by them, that's all they do is they screenshot the comments, they save the videos, and they might do the dirty delete 5 minutes later. That video has already been saved. So at some point, it's going to go down. So I'm just stocking my YouTube channel, waiting for it.
So you can be probably brought up on as a witness to seeing these things.
Maybe
you have documented proof of it.
It was not something I ever intended to do, but it's just happened because I got contacted by an investigator from the States who's investigating somebody else. I was like, oh, okay. They wanted me to give a statement or something. So,
so based on that, do you really believe that something's going to happen to them? Or are they going to get out like every other lefty?
Oh, look, I think there's a higher chance they'll get murdered before they get charged. I do think it's going to happen at some point. But see, this is the thing. It's like even getting a lawyer is very difficult because, a lot of these lawyers, like if you're a 5-star lawyer, you've got reviews. What do? They send all their supporters over to bomb your reviews. You go from a 5-star to a 1-star overnight. So it's very dangerous for anybody who tries to take them on. And this is why it's stochastic terrorism, because they're basically inciting violence against people.
Yes.
Yeah, and they've attacked businesses as well wrongly. Dinesh wrongly identified a business in New York, and it was owned by immigrants. And they told him politely, like, this is not us. You're talking about another one. I don't know where the fuck it was, Connecticut or somewhere. And he didn't correct it. Tizzy Ent did the same thing.
Yes, I remember Tizzy doing that. That's the one person I remember doing that.
The hair salon, and it got vandalized. None of these people care. So, I got 1 million views on that video. It's like, well, did you? Because how TikTok works is if you're on the For You page and people are scrolling through the videos, if it plays for a second, it's counted as a view. So just because there's 500,000 views on that video does not mean 500,000 people watched it.
There is a problem I have, or at least an approach I'm trying to figure out best way to do this. And I think with Misfit in here and us three, we can figure something out here of how to best to strategize our approach to these people. Being a thorn in their side is one way. Constantly never going away, that's another one. Finding other platforms to expose them on is another option. You talking the legal route is another good option. Is there any on the ground foot soldier type stuff that we can do? Because it's not necessarily about just getting them deplatformed. This is about protecting other people from their stupidity and their visceral hate for humanity, it seems, that wants everybody to be lonely like they are, desperate like they are, and friendless like they are. Because this is what I genuinely believe. I don't think Dinesh has any real friends. I don't think Aunt Karen, definitely, she doesn't have any friends. I don't think she even has family that like her. Tizzy's a lonely old bat, and he doesn't even have friends. He's more looking for young boys every time he puts on some kind of video. All the rest of them have this kind of perverted, but what exactly can we do on the ground kind of work to get rid of them? Like, I really want to just get rid of them from social media altogether.
Well, we need to defund him. So there's a company called Stripe at the moment that we're working on. Now, Stripe is sort of the greasing wheel between Patreon, I think maybe TikTok as well. That's what gets the money into the bank. Now, we need to get him off there. And basically, people that pay him are supporting somebody who's doing illegal activities. So, we're outing those people as well. We know who they are. Like a lot of these trolls that get around trolling me sometimes, I don't really get it that much anymore because I smashed a couple of them. But we know who they are. And just because I haven't made a video on you yet, it's just because I'm really busy. It's taken a group to build these people. And that's more what I focus on, is the community aspect of this, because they're all sort of complicit. But no, I think it's exposing their fans as well. That I think is very important, because they're the ones like basically propping them up. If people didn't watch it, they wouldn't exist. You know what I mean?
Two things. They have also their own legal, I'm assuming that they have legal teams because of the platforms that promote them, namely TikTok and Twitter. But now that Twitter's changed over, a lot of them are not finding a safe haven there. Do we need to try and hold those companies liable as well? Not just the people that are using the platform, but the platform itself. And two, is that going to be an option that we can actually do?
Well, I don't know about the individual doing it, but yeah, TikTok, the people are looking to hold TikTok accountable. I think it's going to get banned. There's already talks. I think it's some Republicans over there talking about banning it due to the information sort of breaches. But this is the thing. See, a lot of people think that, it's communism and all this sort of stuff, and that's what they're pushing. Well, TikTok was banning communist people who were talking out against Dinesh. It's not that. All they care about is eyeballs on screens. It's all about money. It's all about keeping people glued to their screens. Now, when you get doxxed, All these people do is spend all day on TikTok. That's all they do. So that's all they care about is keeping people on TikTok. That's it. There's no communist agenda. I know a lot of people like to think that. This is not from what I've seen. But I think as an individual, I think the more people that speak out against them, the better. It's just very hard to get people to do that because so many people have been broken by these people.
Let me make sure I get this right. I want to make sure I get this. I want to see what the penalty is. Penalties for doxing on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. Doxing is when a person publicly releases the personal information of another. Is typically online and often for the purpose of harassment. I want people to understand that's all they do. The act itself isn't federally illegal, but it can be in some circumstances. Many platforms, terms of service, also have rules against it. TikTok doesn't. I don't think TikTok even has a rule about doxing. I think you can do that all the time, or certain people, I should say. What is doxing illegal? That's the one question. I want to know what states it's illegal in. Let's see here. I want to make sure I get this right. Because if it is, I think we have more on our side. Okay, so yes, doxing can be considered a crime for multiple reasons. Doxing can often be a form of harassment. Doxing is used to intimidate or harass, and I'm pretty sure that's all they do, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah,
both Karen, right? That's exactly what they do it for, right? When someone is doxed or when it is used for intimidation and harassment, it is illegal in the United States. When someone is doxed for a reason other than harassment or intimidation, it becomes a crime if the perpetrator used illegal methods to obtain the information. There is no federal law that makes what is considered doxing explicitly illegal, but there are laws that make stalking a federal crime, and doxing may very well apply. Now, here is the biggest issue I have. I know of at least one person that has taken their life because of something Dinesh did. And I don't know if you guys are aware of that one. I'm pretty sure you are. And he is still walking free. If it is, and I know you said that the money thing, that they go after people that don't have money. But if that is proven that what he did by way of doxing proved to be harassment to the person and they end up killing themselves, can that be a crime, or does it not end up being a crime because the person that doxed didn't have other people go do something to the person? That's my
sorry, say that again. I missed it.
So the person killed himself.
Yeah.
Because of something Dinesh did. Would that be a crime because the person killed himself, or is it only a crime if somebody else did something to the person because of what Dinesh did?
Oh God, I've got no idea. I'm going to be honest with you. But in regards to obtaining information illegally, they were using a hacker named Guilt, and they were openly bragging about it because they never thought Guilt would get caught, but she got caught. Other hackers caught her. We know who she is.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, well, we know they were using illegal means to access people's devices and get their information. We've got the proof of it. She's now off the internet. She's gone. Some of the boys doxed her on Kiwi Farms. So yeah, she's gone, and they're still chasing her. They still want to update her socials and stuff like that. So at some point, like, she might be called to testify against them because it was Dinesh who got her to do it.
I have seen Kiwi Farm. They exposed Karen sometime back.
Yeah.
They're the ones I got all my information about Karen's name and all of that stuff from. They had a laundry list. I mean, it was pages upon pages upon pages of testimony from people she went after. Her so-called business that she owned that didn't do any money, but she was taking money from people from her GoFundMe accounts and all this crap. And she was scamming people is what she was doing. But that question I posed before is my biggest problem, because I think their goal, and they're not dumb. They're evil, but they're not dumb. They do it in a way, I think, to force people to choose between going after them legally or ending their life. And I
I think
think
it's a
they know
strong
that they,
possibility. Yeah.
yeah, and I think they know that they cannot straight off the top be proven that what they did pushed the person to suicide. You can, however, have a paper trail of them posting something, people liking it, finding those people that are saying, yeah, yeah, and then going after that individual. You can trace that. You can't necessarily bring to court and say, well, what I did made them commit suicide. No, you can't prove that. And I think that's really their goal. Now, if you're a weaker person, you don't have very much self-confidence, you're already in the hole, and most people are like that. Suicide is probably the closest thing you'll come, especially when they take away your job, take away your social platform, alienate your friends from you, and make you a pariah. I think that is innately their goal is more suicide. Um, I think what Misfit said about it being involuntary manslaughter, and I agree with that, would be very difficult to prove because suicide itself isn't something that you can say it was a result of someone else doing something. Some kids do it because of they're getting bullied at school, but you still can't even bring that bully to a court and say, this is what happened. And I think they're doing that. That's exactly their method. I think they're taking bullying from the childhood level to the adult level by taking people's livelihoods, their jobs, their families, and just destroying them internally and forcing them to act on their own and kill themselves. I'm pretty sure they put Kevorkian away for assisted suicide. How is that not considered assisted suicide? Is beyond me.
Well, Lola Ray was pointing that out for a while, and everyone thought she was crazy. And it took me a while to come around to the fact that, yeah, that's what they are trying to do. They're trying to ostracize people, and they are trying to kill. I think they are trying to get people killed, in my opinion, because some of their supporters are very mentally unhinged. Like when you actually get in there and talk to them, their content is triggering to people with past traumas, people with mental health issues, and it's just a matter of time before somebody that they dox and harass and falsely accuse of being a predator, which they do all the time, someone's going to live near that person and take the law into their own hands. This is what they're going to do. They're going to push somebody to either get murdered or take their own life. I think there's probably more people that are dead that we don't know about. I know of a couple already. There's a few connected to your side. Well, there's one lady in particular, Mel Nation.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
She's gone.
Yeah, yeah. And that's kind of sad situations that now I have seen. Again, since we're talking about these people, this is not hearsay. This is not, I think you can still find the video on Dinesh's page. There was a person that died of COVID. At least that's what they said he died of. And Dinesh went and found a video of him saying that he wouldn't take the jab, and he created a video of this individual that had just died and was laughing and dancing on the screen that he had died because he didn't take the poke. Like he was dancing over the fact that someone died, right? He did another one where someone had, the person I talked about, committed suicide, and he brings up their profile. He just stands in front of it and starts to grin, almost as though, well, one more down. What's that to me? He's gone. Oh, well, another life, not mine. And his face said everything I needed to know about Dinesh, that he's a piece of trash human being. That if anyone were to get doxxed by him and found him and beat the tar and the skin off of him and beat the brakes off of him, I wouldn't feel bad. If he showed up on camera and his eye was like sunk to the back of his head and all his front teeth were gone and his arm was broken, I would be laughing at him too.
I wouldn't care.
Because you can't, okay, look, as a kid, and I'm not sure how old you are, Junkie. I'm going to go on and let me say you're about 39.
Yeah.
Nah,
spot on.
Oh, shit. I thought he was younger than that.
Only 40.
There you go. Man, I'm good. Anyway, we grew up handling bullies a certain way. Okay? Kids today don't handle it like that. They get depressed and they run and they hide. When I was younger and I got bullied, my mom put me in karate class. She said, all right, cool. You're going to get bullied. We're going to fight. We're going to learn how to fight. And that way, when someone pushes you, you can push back. I think they've gotten used over the last 10, 15 years as adults of adults not fighting back, because we've had a generation now that's passed they don't fight back, they cower, and they just remove themselves from the social feed, and they hide, and that's what they bank on for most people, to just kind of run away. And when we don't run away, you notice that they don't come after certain people. There are certain people on TikTok they don't tackle, because I think they're genuinely afraid that they will be doing something to them in the real world. See, like, they stop messing. They will report Misfits account, but they won't actually go after Misfit. They stop doing that. They'll go after his accounts, but they won't like directly go after him. They have a suspicion that might be a little bit more of a tiger than a cat. Do we then start promoting this idea that if you get entwined with these clowns, that you fight fire with fire, or do we sit back and let it be until the legal methods may or may not take care of them?
No, fight fire with fire. That's what we do. Well, I don't do it openly, but a lot of people connected to me. There's a lot of people, they're not TikTokers. No one knows about that are behind me. You know, when I first started doing this is where a lot of these Kiwi Farms hackers come from. They were watching my channel and they're like, do you need a hand? I'm like, yeah. I don't know where the information comes from. As far as I know, it's legally sourced. So, no, there are a lot of people fighting back in the background. But I do believe in fighting fire with these people. I'm not against having them doxed, I'll be honest with you. Even though doxing shouldn't happen, but some people need to walk a mile in someone else's shoes, as far as I'm concerned.
Erica, I would agree with you. I would. Except that here's the thing. Some people genuinely just use TikTok for fun. They just get on the app to have fun. They go, they dance, they watch a couple of stupid animal videos or other people dancing. And once in a while, they'll react to something that takes place on TikTok, make a video about it, and the people who are talking about it won't like the fact that they like that video. And I mean, for something stupid, simple, like, take, for instance, there was a video floating around some time ago of this gal dancing at a hoedown kind of thing. And this white guy made a stitch of, or a duet of it or something. And Dinesh got a hold of it. I'm pretty sure it was Dinesh. And called the guy a racist for liking the video of a hoedown. Okay? Just dancing. But because he's so unhinged, even the dancing is considered by him as a racist event, and proceeds to call that person who has zero interest in doing anything to do with politics or anything like that, or even knows who Dinesh is. And by doing that, then you send people to their page to harass some people. You don't know whether these people already are dealing with a loss in the family. You don't know whether these people are dealing with a trauma from something else. You don't know what these people are dealing with. And you step out of your stupid little bubble to go mess with somebody who never dealt with you before. Nothing to do with you. To make fun of them and send your 1 million+ people over to mess with them. And they have nothing to do with you. This person goes on to completely destroy their own life because of your ridiculous behavior. There are some of us who have thicker skin and should go after people like Dinesh. I'm sorry, but
you know, some of the people he was dancing on the graves of, there was a couple of them that died of COVID. I spoke to the wife of one of them, and she was getting harassed by his supporters. Like, not long after he did that video. This is like, she was grieving the loss of a husband. And this is what these people do. Now, unfortunately for me, a lot of the times when these people contact me, they want to remain anonymous. I tend to find out who they are just through general conversation. But yeah, they're scared. They're scared to speak out, because once the harassment stops, they just want to they just want to move on with their life. Some people don't, though. Some people they're stuck in this loop, and they just keep talking about the trauma of it. And it could have been 2 years ago. This is what they've done to people. They've really broken people.
So I guess in the grand scheme of things, we have a battle ahead of us, really, is what it comes down to, of pretty much a good and evil kind of situation.
Yeah.
And look, Eric, I understand that some people can stay off social media, and that's usually a grand thing to do. it is not a feasible option for some. They just look, I don't see the problem with liking to make a little dance video or watch a couple of dogs with a voiceover and just have fun scrolling through a bunch of videos. I see nothing wrong with that. And I don't think people should be harassed because of what they like in terms of a video that has really no context to real life. To say that some people shouldn't and we ought not, we can't fight. Look, there are some of us like Bro Kitch, Feud, myself. What's his name? The one with the big holes in his earrings. He fights Thomas all the time. Jay Lee. You got Stitch. You got a whole bunch of people that have not just the backbone, but the following to combat these people on behalf of the ones that can't. And if you can do that, I think we should.
Yeah, well, that's what I want to see. I want to see large creators speak out. Some of them have started to, but they don't want to lose their accounts. These people take accounts all the time. People built 500,000 followers. They don't want to lose that. Some of it's connected to businesses too. They might be running a business or releasing a book. There was one person I spoke to who was releasing a book who spoke to me privately. They're like, "We really love your content. I can't say shit because of, I don't want to lose my account."
Right.
Unfortunately, look, the whole thing with TikTok and people saying leave TikTok, I used to say it all the time, but the reality is it's a community that these people have built. They're actually friends with these people. Now, unfortunately, with Drama Talk, everyone's like backstabbing each other. That's why I don't really get too close to anyone in there, because I'm like, someone's going to turn on me at some point.
And like, again, I said, it's not a matter of, and I think you're looking at this. Let me try and help. I think you're looking at this wrong. I think you are looking at this all wrong, Erica. And I'm going to try and see if I can say this. Not everyone can socially interact on a level that brings them real life friends. Not everyone has that ability. Some people are very reclusive and they find their outlet in making a video, putting it out there, and people coming, liking it, and they create friends that way. I can tell you that a lot of people met people through TikTok that they're grand friends with. Bro Kitch is an example for me. I met Bro once, but even before meeting him, we were friends. Like, I had not met the man before. So there is some merit to having met someone through an app or something as a friend and moving it. But to say that some people they just need to find real life. Look, not everyone's built like that. That some people are just reclusive. You don't have to be sold. I'm not asking you to be sold. I'm just trying to explain to you that not everyone's like you. Not everyone can just go out and make friends. There's some people.
A lot of these people are disabled and they've got mental health issues. They don't leave the house.
Yeah, they're shut in.
That's why I'm very careful now who I cover, because I smashed a couple of them and it turned out they had neurodivergency. And they told me that at the start. I'd never Googled it. I didn't know what it was. So I hammered them. And then, broke a couple of them. And I was like, oh, I'm really sorry about that. I'll delete the videos. They fucked around. They found out. So
yeah. So for those of us who should. I think if we can fight back on not for people, but on behalf of the people who are going to be like that or coming on TikTok or any social platform and have to deal with these clowns, I think the less of the exact same reason that we see the news do things to get criminals off the street. I consider these people criminals. I consider them criminals, and I consider ourselves snitches, if you want to call us that. We have information, and we're taking it to the police to get these people arrested. That is what I consider it.
And usually, you just do things, man, because eventually these people will always expose themselves. And you look at the house of cards, man. They're falling, believe it or not. All these major creators, the woke creators, all these big guys, they're falling off because eventually they expose themselves for who they really are. So just give it time. I mean, we're seeing it with people that we're dealing with right now. They're just exposing themselves, and more people are waking up to them. Yeah. So just, if we just give it time and continue, just let them make fools of themselves eventually.
But it's important to point it out, though.
It is important.
If it goes unchecked, they just continue.
Yes.
Now, what I've noticed too, like anyone who sort of comes to the game late and starts seeing my videos or someone else's videos and they see what they're doing, they can see how toxic it is.
Mhm.
It's like it's got Stockholm syndrome. Their supporters are, he used to make funny videos back in 2019. Well, that's not what he's doing now, is it?
Yeah.
You know, he's harassing single mothers, getting them fired from their jobs because in one case, Jen the Advocate, she's become a good friend of mine. He got her fired because he accused her of being an account, the dead dad account, which she wasn't even that account. And she's a single mother with an autistic child. He got her fired for that. Yeah. These people are horrible.
You can't block somebody with 1 million followers and expect 1 million followers that they have already videos of you to not bring the video to them.
And also, Erica, it's hard to block somebody that has multiple troll accounts. You'll block them on one account,
multiple,
and they'll pop up on 10 more. And they're constantly stalking you. So it's a lot harder.
Yeah.
It's hard.
It's a job for them to destroy people.
Mm-hmm.
And they have the means.
I had the same opinion as Erica when I first started doing this. But when you sort of get in there and you start meeting the people, they can't do that. Like these people getting phone calls. And in one case, some lady that I know, people were driving past a house. You know what I mean? Like you can't escape it just by blocking.
Yeah,
they're relentless in their pursuit of making people harm themselves. And again, not everybody has the fortitude. They're not all built the same. There are some people with weaker constitutions that only are trying to do this for fun. And there are tons of things that are happening out there that they're trying to mess with people who have no business with them. They don't want anything to do with them. They're genuinely good people. All they're doing is just an escape from what their life might be considered as bad.
Yeah, and like we're dealing with it now. I have a friend, Army Sam, who's going through this right now. You got crazy creators like Feud and I talked about Joe Campbell. People like this. You got the Cats. You got the Texans. You have all these crazy creators who I'm pretty sure they work for Dinesh and RX. They fall under that umbrella, and they're using the same tactics just at a micro level. You know what I mean? And they're trying with her, but she has receipts.
Well, that Joey Campbell guy, like he's making fun of her like she's a single mother who lost her husband to suicide. She's not shy about talking about it, and he's making fun of that. Like, what sort of a man does that? If he lived in Australia and people knew who he was, he'd get beaten up wherever he went. I don't know what the fuck's going on over there.
Yes,
yes,
we are, and that's exactly why we're doing this. Yes, we are. We intend to get them removed permanently from every social media platform they have. We intend to make sure they have zero financial gain from anything they do because they've cost people their life. These people, what they have done is deserving of not just regular jail time, but we're talking about like Gitmo. Okay? This is not a small thing. You're talking about suicide, harassment and bullying. This is violence on a whole different level. So yeah, it is serious. It is very serious. I don't consider it anything less than defending our kids. These are not people that can defend themselves. And if you have the ability to say something, say something. I like I said, I don't do my stuff on TikTok. You see where I'm at? On YouTube.
They go after kids too. Remember that.
They do.
Didn't Tizzy Ant go after a 12-year-old Australian girl or something?
Yes.
Something like that,
yes. And caused her to get beat up at school. That's what his doing.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That
was his
doing. I think the laws need to change in America, personally. Like, we got Dolly's law over here.
Or followed. Just followed.
Yeah, well, something's going to happen to these online vigilantes because this is a thing with Dinesh, right? He's so fucking stupid. This is why he's never really talked about me because if he can't dox me, he doesn't want to have a dialogue. Now, how's he going to defend himself anyways? Like, I've got all the proof. I've shown it.
Right.
Oh,
Can't really do anything.
It was your face.
Yeah, that he's going to get his. So this is why Mel's Bill's created.
Right. So, bro, if you go over to the brand, you see where brand is on the right side of the page there. It'll be the second to last video that you see there that you'll need to click on to end.
Shit, I'm not logged in.
So you can't even do that?
Just send me the message real quick. I'll log in real quick.
I can't. It'll take longer than I have.
Oh yeah. Fuck.
So here's what we can do. I can shut it down now. We can end it because I have to be over there in 2 minutes. But I do want to have you back because I want to go over some videos that you've done with you
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
tow. So if you are you free on weekends?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so we can do a weekend show next week. We'll still do our Wednesday show, guys, and then we'll try and come on and with Feud again on the weekend. So keep that in your calendar and keep an eye out for that. And we'll try and do both a Wednesday. So Jay Lee's here, and then maybe Jay Lee might be able to make a Saturday because I don't think he works on weekends. So let's plan for that. I'll keep in touch with you, bro, and you can keep in touch with Feud. Now that I have your email, Feud, I can email you back and forth. But here's the thing: if you guys find them and you see the crap they're doing, report the video. If you're on TikTok, every time you see them, report the video, and always for bullying and harassment or something more nefarious. But report the video
and hammer them in the comment section too.
Yes, make sure you report it because they are doing stuff that's detrimental to people's lives, not just to I don't like the video. Report them.
Hey, and if you guys have some videos out there that we haven't seen, because some of you out there probably have videos that some of us has never seen. We have an email address. Hopefully Marlon will put it up. We have an email address. Just email us the videos, and then we'll start getting those out and getting more of that content out there for people to see. It's cool to share it on TikTok and other social media platforms, but YouTube and Rumble is the way to go. Twitter, YouTube, Rumble.
Yeah. I'll have the video. I have to set up a new email for specifically this account, because that account, the email that's linked to this one is my personal one. So I'll set up a separate email for that one so we can have a robot, and I'll post it on the web on the YouTube page. It'll be there, so if you need to grab it from there, or I'll put it on my Facebook. So, but thank you for being here, Feud.
Thanks for having me on.
This was good information, and I think the more people understand exactly what's happening in today's world, the more better off we'll be to fight it.
Yeah,
and hopefully we'll talk to you again on a Saturday when we have.
I'm definitely keen.
Okay, awesome.
Just before I go though, vote for Kanye West if he is running. I'd love to be president. Just throwing it out there.
And make sure you guys like, subscribe, hit that notification button too on all channels.
Yes, and I dropped the link to his channel one more time. If you need to go sub, and we'll catch up with you guys on the following week, and we'll probably have more to discuss about this in the next couple of weeks here. So thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys next week. Peace out.
All right, America.
See you later.